There was a time when being a Pokemon fan actually felt rewarding. You'd wait months for the next game, theorize with your friends, and maybe even cry when you watched Ash win a badge with Pikachu against all odds. Now, you boot up Scarlet and Violet and pray your game doesn't crash before the first gym. And the worst part, whether the game's good or not, they know we'll still give them our money. Pokemon feels like it stopped caring about us, the fans, the people who carried this franchise on our backs for decades. And while we keep hoping it'll turn around, all we're getting is less effort, more cash grabs, and a giant slap in the face disguised as innovation. Here's how the biggest media franchise in the world is actively disrespecting its most loyal fans, and why that impacts you too. Let's talk about how Scarlet and Violet came out looking like someone speedran the development on a lunch break. We had Pokemon clipping through walls, battles randomly crashing, and a frame rate so bad it made people nostalgic for Sword and Shield. The game launched in such a broken state that it went viral, not for being good, but for how hilarious the glitches were. This wasn't some tiny indie studio. This was the most profitable franchise on the planet, and they dropped a game that felt like it was coated on a potato. What makes it worse is that they knew. Game Freak and the Pokemon Company saw the state of the game and released it anyway, because November equals holiday sales. They didn't care if it was ready, and they definitely didn't care about player experience. They literally announced paid DLC before fixing the core game. We deserve better than this, and you know it. Ash Ketchum finally achieved what fans have waited for 25 years, becoming world champion. It should have been a historic moment, a turning point that allowed the anime to celebrate everything we'd been through with them. Instead, we got a rushed farewell arc, barely 11 episodes long, with almost no stakes, emotion, or proper goodbyes. After decades of building connections with characters like Misty, Brock, and even Pikachu, the series moved on without giving us a real sense of closure. It's like they wanted to check a box and move on to the next ad campaign. And what did we get in return? Two brand new protagonists, Liko and Roy, dropped into a show that barely feels like Pokemon anymore. No familiar faces, no real legacy callbacks, just a clean slate that asks us to care again without earning it. It wasn't a transition, it was an erasure. Fans who stuck with the anime for decades felt tossed aside overnight. Instead of rewarding loyalty, the Pokemon Company acted like none of it mattered. And if Ash and Pikachu don't deserve a proper goodbye, what does that say about how much they care about the rest of us? Pokemon has made over $100 billion since it launched. That's more than Star Wars, Marvel, and my favorite Hello Kitty. And yet somehow, the mainline games feel like the least loved part of the entire franchise. Why? Because the games aren't their cash cow anymore. The merch is. The cards, the toys, the overpriced Pokemon Center exclusives, there's more care put into a $40 Pikachu plush than into designing a new game. It's like they realize they don't need to make good games. They just need to make enough games to justify selling DLC, anime tie-ins, and seasonal events in Pokemon Go. The passion that once drove the franchise has been replaced by cold corporate calculation. That's why we're getting mobile apps about brushing your teeth instead of a polished Unova remake. They're not trying to impress us, they're trying to extract us. In the last 5 years, we've gotten more Pokemon releases than ever before, and none of them have been bug-free. Think about it. They gave us Sword and Shield in 2019, DLCs in 2020, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and Legends Arceus in 2021, then Scarlet and Violet in 2022, and then 2 DLC packs in 2023. And guess what's coming next? Legends ZA. At this point, Game Freak needs a break more than Snorlax. But they're not gonna slow down, because we keep showing up with wallets wide open. No matter how glitchy or rushed the game is, the sale numbers keep rising. And as long as they can hit those holiday deadlines and turn a profit, they're not gonna stop. Quality is no longer a priority. It's just, did we ship it on time? And if we keep rewarding this behavior, we'll never get the Pokemon games we deserve. Let's be real with ourselves. We've been coping hard. We make excuses like, it's a kid's game or it's still fun despite the bugs. But deep down, we all feel that sting of disappointment. The bar has been lowered so far it's underground, and now when a game is just okay, we act like it's a masterpiece. It's the gaming equivalent of Stockholm Syndrome. We want to believe it'll get better, we want to believe Game Freak is listening, but let's not forget how often they ignore feedback, cut features, and never bother to explain why. And the scariest part, they know we'll keep buying no matter what. We are loyal to a fault, and Pokemon is taking advantage of that loyalty every single year. Despite everything, we still care. We care because this franchise mattered to us. It helped us make friends, made us dream big, and gave us moments we'll never forget. But that care isn't being returned anymore. They've stopped trying to impress us, stopped trying to surprise us, they just hit copy and paste, slap a new gimmick on it, and wait for the pre-order cash to roll in. And that's the real tragedy. It's not just that the games are glitchy, it's that they feel soulless. We're not asking for perfection. We're asking for heart, for effort, for respect. But all we've gotten lately is a reminder that no matter how much we love Pokemon, the company behind it doesn't love us back. Pokemon has stopped caring, and the longer we keep supporting this without demanding better, the more they'll keep on giving us less. The only ways things change is if we stop clapping for mediocrity. But hey, maybe Legend ZA will fix everything.